Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is course Natural Product Chemistry and course code is Chem 4251. Here is lecture number 5, part 2 of lecture number 5, in which we will also discuss some of the aspects of the structure determination of alkaloid. I am your instructor, Dr. Naila Khalid. Outline of the present session include degradation of alkalides. We will discuss in this part only some of the methods, only two methods for the degradation of alkalides, and these will be used to elucidate the structure of alkalides. Then summary and references to presented material. Learning outcome. At the end of session, you will be able to understand Hofmann exhaustive methylation and MD modification method. Degradation of alkaloid. As you know that degradation means decomposition of alkaloid. So we will use some tests, some methods or techniques in which the structure of alkaloid is degraded in such a way that its fragments can be identified. And by using these fragments knowledge, we can determine the structure of the alkaloid. So this is very important step in elucidation of structure of the alkaloid. So very identifiable products are obtained, and this is upon the type of degradation you are carrying out. Various types of degradation of alkaloids are Hofmann exhaustive methylation method, MD degradation, or it is also known as MD modification, von Braun method, reductive degradation, alkali fusion, oxidation. Number 7 is dehydrogenation. But in this case, in this part, we will discuss these two, Hofmann exhaustive methylation and MD degradation method. Hofmann exhaustive methylation. As the name indicates, this method it is used for the opening of heterocycling rings with elimination of nitrogen, and due to the elimination of nitrogen, a carbon skeleton is formed, and that carbon skeleton is an identifiable product. This method was first applied on alkaloid in 1870, and it was developed by Hofmann, and that is why it is known as Hofmann exhaustive methylation. Alkaloid react in excess of silver halide, converted into quaternary ammonium salt, treated with silver oxide to give ammonium hydroxide, heated subsequently at 200 degrees centigrade to yield identifiable product olefin, water, tertiary amine. Yes, potassium hydroxide can be used, potassium carbonate can be used as a base for the elimination step. And it requires beta hydrogen and ammonium substituent that should be anti-periplanar to each other, means they should be opposite to each other. Here is the mechanism you can use. Here is nitrogen in the heterocyclic ring. It is tertiary in nature. When it is treated with methyl iodide, it is converted into it is converted into quaternary ammonium salt. Quaternary ammonium salt, this hydroxide, the base, will eliminate here. The base will attack over here at hydrogen. This is converted over here into double bond, and then it is broken down. So you will get alkene over here. When it is further treated with methyl iodide, another quaternary ammonium salt is formed, another elimination step takes place, and this leaves the surface as trimethylamine, and this one as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is 3,3-dimethyl 1,4-butapentadiene. So these two are the this carbon skeleton is an identifiable product, Here it is also an identifiable product. Tetrahydroquinone are not degraded by exhaustive methylation. This was the strategy which can be used for any nitrogen containing tertiary amine containing alkylide. However, this technique is not useful for tetrahydroquinoline. Here is the structure of tetrahydroquinoline. When it is treated with excess of methyl iodide and silver oxide, then quaternary ammonium salt is formed. Then after heating, it is converted into double bond and this bond is broken down. But again, this will not be decomposed because there is no hydrogen over here, beta hydrogen. Here is alpha position, here is beta position, no beta hydrogen available. So it means that exhaustive methylation method is not useful for those alkalides in which there is no beta hydrogen. If there is beta hydrogen, then it will go for the decomposition. Isoquinoline, which is also degraded only one time by Huffman exhaustive methylation method, and it is not possible to remove nitrogen from the product by this method. This is the structure of isoquinoline, which is one of the nucleus in the alkaloid. When it is isoquinoline, it is reduced to sodium in the presence of sodium and ethanol. It is converted into tetrahydroisoquinoline. In excess of methyl iodide, this is Huffman exhaustive methylation. It is converted into quaternary ammonium salt, which is heated, dehydrated to give you this type of compound, but further degradation is not possible. This is due to the fact that there is no beta hydrogen. I mean to say that for Hoffman exhaustive methylation, we need beta hydrogen so that carbon skeleton is obtained with the elimination of nitrogen containing moiety. Tetrahydroisoquinoline are degraded by exhaustive methylation only when there is beta hydrogen. The example is ludanosine, which is converted into stilbene derivative. It is possible due to presence of beta hydrogen. Here is an example. Here is ludanosine, and when it is treated with excess of methyl iodide and silver oxide, Hoffman exhaustive methylation conditions, and upon heating it is converted into this one. This is stilbene derivative, which is further in the same conditions will give you this type of decomposed product, carbon skeleton along with trimethylamine. How it is possible? Because of the presence of this beta hydrogen over here. In this case, here is the beta hydrogen present and it is eliminated in this way. So double bond appear over here. So this beta hydrogen which is present over here is responsible for the Hoffman exhaustive methylation of ludanosine. Huffman exhaustive methylation, although it's very useful, and it is only useful for those alkaloid which contain beta hydrogen to the eliminating trimethylamine group. However, it will face with tetrahydroquinoline because of the beta hydrogen with some of the aromatic heterocyclic rings because they need to be reduced before Hoffman exhaustive methylation, and they are also it fails with compounds having no beta hydrogen. So for this to overcome this issue, MD modification is done. MD modification is another degradation method. It is one of the modification of Hoffman exhaustive methylation. If the alkaloid do not contain beta hydrogen, then Hoffman exhaustive methylation method fails. In such case, MD method may be employed. In this case, what is done that at the step where quaternary ammonium salt is formed, then this quaternary ammonium salt before degradation, it is reduced and then it is degraded. that is reduced in the presence of sodium amalgam in aqueous ethanol, or another condition is sodium in liquid ammonia, or you can also reduce it by catalytic hydrogenation method. MD method can be explained by isoquinoline examples. This is isocunilinium ion, and this quaternary salt, when it is reduced, it is converted into this one. Here it is reduced, here CH3 is formed and it is reduced in this way. Then excess of methyl iodide and silver hydroxide, quaternary ammonium hydroxide is formed, which is further degraded into carbon skeleton with the elimination of this one. So this is what the MD modification is. Here is this step is the unique step for MD modification. That is why it leads to the identifiable product fragments of the isoquinoline. This method can also be applied to quinoline like this. Quinolinium ion, it is reduced to this one, and then you go for Hofmann exhaustive methylation for further fragmentation of this one, and double bond appear over here. Here is quinolinium ion, quinolinium hydroxide, which is heated, and there is possibility that demethylation may take place. If it is not reduced, then there is possibility that demethylation take place. But if it is reduced, then it go for successful degradation. Now, summary of the major points we have discussed today in this part about the degradation of alkali. Only two methods we have discussed: MD modification and Hofmann exhaustive methylation method to elucidate the structure of alkali. Here are the references to the presented material.